Daddy born poor, Mama was too. Walking through the snow, plastic bags on their shoes. Papa selling houses, sleeping in a car. 4 babies in the back seat, underneath the stars. Well, hey, hey, just work a little harder. Hey, hey, punching that clock with work and prayer and a little bit of luck. Make so much money, need a 10-ton truck. Ha, 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 ha.
Good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be with me this morning, Thursday, August 18th, 2022. Here at Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to make you a successful and prosperous currency trader. And we do that by teaching you how to trade with our highly accurate proprietary trading indicators. We find that we supplement that with personalized one-on-one training, which we find to be the kind of most efficient and effective way to learn currency trading. There are lots and lots and lots of information out there on the internet about currency trading, and a lot of so-called gurus. And it's hard to go through the information and figure out what's good and what's bad and what will help you become successful. We are so confident in how well our tools perform and our ability to train you that we offer a guarantee. And that guarantee is that once you have been trained, we will let you trade with company funds and split what you make. So with that, we've got a number of different signals. The signal I'm going to use today, which is something called the 10-point trade. And we will create a trade plan for you based on your preferences. Works off of a 1-hour chart and basically tries to get all the lines to line up. So with that, let us start. We need to listen to this guy first.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker. We make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the great things about our program is that we do these live trades, the purpose of which is twofold. One, for instruction purposes, so that you can see an experienced trader do their analysis and model what he does and then do it yourself. And two is for you to see how accurate the tools are. When you are a light, you get kind of limited access to what's up here in the yellow. When you are a regular member, however, we do a live trade in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, which is usually a 30-minute session and a scalp session. We do another session at 6 p.m., which typically is a longer-term trade where he's going for over 20 pips on that trade. And then again at 10 p.m., we do a live trade, 10 p.m. Eastern time. That's morning in Australia. So they're trading Australian pairs. And then we have another session, if you want even more, at 8 p.m. And that's, you got to pay a little bit extra to attend that session. But these are all included with the membership up here. And then, of course, continual training on Wednesday evening and Saturday morning. So with that, let us get into it. If you aren't getting them, I'm presuming you are because you got the email to come here, but I do send out a daily trade setup every day for you to copy. You don't see how I figure it out, but you can you can copy it and see how accurate I am. And the only difference between you and I is I've learned how to read the indicators, and I know how to practice the proper risk and money management. I do trade off of a checklist. So I've got that printed out so I can kind of, it helps me stay focused. But every day I restart my green chart and my MetaTrader 4 to make sure we're connected and live. Good habit is to review. This is not just for trading, but for anything, really, is to kind of go through a mental review of the day, what didn't quite go as well as you planned, and what corrections can you make to improve things. And improvement is incremental, and if we're continuing to make progress, we will get better and better. Since we haven't traded this week, there's nothing to review. We are technical traders, and what that means is our indicators are very good at predicting price action movement, telling us when moves are going to be up and when moves are going to be down, when the market's oversold, when the market's overbought. But news does impact currency, and we want to know what news items are coming out and when they're coming out so that we can trade around them. And we get that by taking a look at forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com breaks news down into 3 categories. Yellow is low impact, orange is medium impact, and red is high impact. And basically, I like to be out of anything that's got an upcoming red 2 hours before the news event. I found that even though the news is officially announced at 8:30, sometimes it's leaked a little bit and certain players know what it is, and you start to see creeping in the price movement that's contradictory to what the indicator's saying. So it's I find it's better just to stay out of it, be out of it 2 hours beforehand, and then usually you can get back in after about 30 minutes after the news announcement. So we've got a red and a yellow coming up this morning. So that's going to restrict us a little bit because it's going to take the USD off the table because we're within 2 hours of this item. So that being said, let's just go in and start trading. As I said, I am trading on the 10-point trade signal, and first step is to really find a setup, and I am looking for 7 points where I want to get points from each section of the chart. Each section of the chart is measuring something different, and by being able to get agreement across all 3 sections, that gives me the highest probability of having a winning trade. So I am looking for 3 points from the majors and minors, 3 or 4 points from the TNTs, which are up above here, and at least 1 point from the pressure. So if I get 7 points, I've got a good setup. This chart that you have, I am trading off of the light 6 major, which is one of the standard layouts on the indicators. And this is a 1 hour chart. On a 1 hour chart, I can expect a move of anywhere from 5 to 35 pips. My strategy is I'm looking for anywhere from 2 to 8 trades a day. I tend to look for a 10 pip trade, and I'll adjust that based on what I'm seeing or how much money I've made for the day. So if I've already got 2 winning trades and I've got 20 pips in my pocket, I may then push out my take profit a little bit and go for a little bit more. on the third or fourth trade. But basically, what I am looking for, I'm going to start with the middle chart, which is the major and minor chart. Major and minor chart. Red and green line are the major indicators. Black and gray are the minor indicators. This horizontal blue line is the overbought line. So when these lines are up above the blue line, that means the market's overbought. And what I want to do is see these lines pointing down. So I want to be overbought and the lines coming down, or oversold when the lines are down here and pointing up. So had I caught this, back here, I could have gotten a 51 pip move. Lines were below the red line. Everybody's pointing up cross. It ran through the channel. That's the kind of move I'm looking for. So right here, we're overbought, but the lines haven't turned down yet. So if I don't have the signal here, I just move on to the next one. So here, Euro USD. We're not going to trade anything, but we'll just go through with the USD. We'll just go through our analysis and see if we see a good setup. We haven't quite got overbought yet. Majors are starting to turn. Minors are still going up. So we don't have agreement. So we'll pass. Pound USD, overbought. Minors are starting to come down. Majors are kind of still sideways. USD Canadian dollar, oversold. Majors still kind of going down. Minors have turned up, so we don't have agreement. Dollar Swiss franc. We've got excuse me. It's supposed to have a professional announcers have a little cough button that you can press the thing so the cough doesn't come through on the mic, but I don't know how to do that. We are overbought. Everybody's coming down. The majors are not quite halfway, so I will consider a trade where we're not quite halfway. I don't mind that the miners have run through the channel, and actually they've run through the channel, looks like almost in 1 hour. There's good slope on the green line here. It's greater than 45 degrees. And we have what's called a double cross, where the red line is crossed over the green line and the black line is crossed over the gray line. So the 3 points are: 1, we were overbought; 2, everybody's pointing down; and 3, I've got that double cross. Things that add to it that make me like it a little bit better is the steepness of the line. So here the green line is less steep to more steep, and then the angle is more than 45 degrees. So I kind of like that. I am going to count how many lines are in agreement on the TNTs, and I want at least 3 of the 4. Thin orange is going down. Thick orange is flat, which that doesn't give us a point. The blue lines are inversely related. So when blue is going up, that means sell. So I only have 2 points here. So we are going to pass. We're going to pass anyways because it's USD, but just in terms of doing the analysis, USD yen, we're a little bit more than halfway. And here we're going from more steep, or from less steep to more steep, from more steep to less steep. So the kink is going the other way. So this down move isn't as attractive as this one is. So I'm looking at what these lines are doing, and specifically, I'm interested in the green line mostly. So we didn't see anything here, so we're going to go to another group. So basically, I've cloned this chart, which means I've copied it, and I've got 6 different pairs here. These pairs are non-USD pairs. So euro pound oversold. Everybody is going up. I've got the double double cross. So I've got 3 points here. We're almost at 45 degrees. So I guess that's okay. I prefer it to be a little steeper, but we have 3 points here. And I'm going to jump over here to my TNTs. And again, I want to get 3 out of 4 of the TNTs telling me that this is a good trade. And when I can get agreement across all 3 sections, that gives me the highest probability of a trade doing what I expect it to do. And that's what I'm looking for. And I only need 2 or 3 of those trades a day to be able to make money. So I'm going to be patient and wait for my setup. So thick orange is up, thin orange is down. So I may have 1 of the 2 here. Dotted blue is coming down, which means buy. Thick blue is going up, which means sell. So I may have 2 of the 4 here. So I'm going to pass. I don't need to go to the next. I don't need to do the full analysis. Australian dollar, yen. All right, we have the setup here, but I always want to consider what time it is in the market that I'm trading. And it is nighttime in both Australia and Japan. Because part of my strategy is to be able to get in and out quickly. And off of a 1-hour chart, you can expect the trade to close between 60 to, between 1 and 3 hours it should take to close. So I want to get in and get out. When it's nighttime, it's going to take longer for this signal to happen. So I don't want to trade. I don't want to trade when both of the pairs are non-current. So we're going to just pass. Euro Canadian dollar, oversold. Minors are going up. Majors aren't quite there yet. We don't quite have the double cross. The green hasn't crossed over the red. It's really more sideways than up. Australian New Zealand dollar, not a bad signal. Not a bad signal. Overbought. Everybody's coming down. The issue is it's nighttime in both Australia and New Zealand. So we're going to pass. Pound yen. So here it is nighttime in Japan, but it is, it's lunchtime in England. So we still have, half the trading day left. Overbought. Everybody's coming down. And I've got the double cross. The slope of the green line is kind of almost right at 45 degrees. So that's okay. So I've got 3 points here. But again, going up, we're only getting 2 of the 4 on our TNTs. So it's not quite ready. So we will pass. Euro Australian dollar. Oversold. Minors are going up. Majors haven't committed yet. I don't have the double cross here. So let's keep going. Canadian dollar, yen, overbought. Minors are coming down. Majors are kind of sideways. So not quite there yet. I really want it to be going down, and we don't have the double cross really. Euro New Zealand dollar, oversold. Majors still going down. Minors have started to turn. Pound New Zealand dollar, just reaching oversold. New Zealand dollar, yen. We're not going to trade that because both of these are nighttime. New Zealand dollar, USD. We're not going to trade because the USD news. And Euro Swiss franc, overbought. Everybody's coming down. And I do have the double cross. I am not liking this because of the slope. The slope is less than 45 degrees. I generally want this to be greater than 45 degrees. But interestingly enough, we do have all 4 TNTs saying sell. 2 orange lines are going down, 2 blue lines are going up. So I got 4 out of 4 here, 3 out of 3 here. On my pressure, I want the lines either going down or I want the red line on top. So I have neither of those here. The lines are converging. That means you're getting closer together, but the red line hasn't crossed over the green line yet. So the pressure is going to have me hold off here. Again, when I get agreement across all 3 sections of the chart, that's when I have the highest probability of getting the trade that I want. So I'm going to be patient and wait for my setup. Australian Canadian dollar. We have 3 points here. We're overbought. Majors are coming down. Minors are really kind of sideways, but I'm more interested in what the majors are doing. And there's we've got the double cross, and there's nice slope here to the green line. 2 orange lines going down, dotted blue going up. So I've got 3 out of 4 here. But again, I don't have the pressure in my favor. I've got kind of weak up pressure. What makes it weak, or actually let's reverse it. What makes pressure stronger is the slope of the lines and the tightness of the lines, or the closeness of the lines. And here, the slope isn't that great, and there's a big gap in it. It's almost approaching sideways, but green is on top. We want the red on top. The lines are converging, so eventually the red will cross over, but we're not there yet. Pound, Swiss franc, yen. I'm not as crazy about this. We're kind of at halfway, but the majors never really got oversold. I want it to be oversold and run all the way up. If this were on the Euro USD, I might pay a little bit more attention to it, but since I don't trade this, I'm not gonna invest too much time on it. Euro yen, we've got disagreement between the majors and minors. We're overbought. Majors are going up, minors are going down. Australian dollar or pound Australian dollar oversold. Just barely. Everybody's going up, but the slope isn't that great. And up here, I don't have 3 out of 4, so we'll skip that. New Zealand, Swiss franc, overbought. Majors are sideways, so nothing there. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, overbought. Everybody's going down, but then we do have the double cross, but the slope on this guy isn't that great. In fact, we've got there's a kink in the line here on the green line where we're going from more steep to less steep. Usually, if I see that going from more steep to less steep, I just stay away from it. I want it to go from less steep to more steep. So that, to me, means it's kind of weakening. We do have 3 out of the 4 here. We don't have the pressure, but the lines are very close. They've been converging, and they're very close to crossing. So maybe next hour this would be okay. All right, so we've gone through 24 charts. We didn't find a trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a second signal. The second signal is a little scalp trade. It doesn't require, on that 10-point trade, it requires a little bit more in terms of the analysis, because once I see the setup, then I need to confirm the setup with the 2 and the 4 hour chart, and then I need to determine what the trade is worth by looking at the support and resistance and what the trend is. Here, this is like that 5 and 5 minute, 1 minute trade. This is good for 5 pips if we see the signal. And It's called the thick orange trade, and it's based on thick orange line trade. And it's based on what the thick orange line is doing. And the thick orange line is a scaled number. When this line is as high as it can go, this number over here is at 10. When it's as low as it can go, it is at 0. When it's at 0, what the line is telling us, and the number is saying, hey, I don't think there's any more down on the movement. There's no more down on the movement. That's a good time to buy. And likewise, when it's at 10, it thinks there's no more up in the movement, and that's a good time to sell. So I want to look for situations where this is either 0 or 10. And once I see that, then I want to confirm that indeed there is no more down in the movement or no more up in the movement. So, and I want to take this trade when there's less than 5 minutes to the top of the hour. And we're at that point right now. We got 4 minutes left to the top of the hour. So 8.8 isn't 10. I can move 1 point away on either end. So I can go from 0 to 1 or 9 to 10. So this is close, but no cigar. All right, 9.3. That's within 1 of 10. To get my confirmation, what I'm going to look at is where the majors and minors are. And I want the majors and minors to be well overbought. So if I have condition 1 that this is at 10 or within 1 of 10, and I have all of these lines up here, that's good for good for 5 pips. So we don't have that condition yet, because what's happening, you can kind of think of it as an elastic that you've pulled tight, and when the candle changes, there's going to be a little snap. So when this is way overbought and this is at 10, we'll get that little snap. So we don't have that. 8.5 isn't close enough. 1.5 isn't close enough. 0, yes. So we're down here. But look where my majors are. My majors are still overbought, just entering the channel. So this is telling me there's more down in the movement. And you can see we've been at 0 for the last 3 hours. We've been at 0 for the last 3 hours. And this is telling me there's more down here. So we're going to pass. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a buy. And this is telling me that there's sell. 0.6. All right, that's a yes. But again, my majors and my majors are in the middle of the channel still. I want them to be down here where the minors are. So nothing there. So let's keep looking. Waiting for the chart to refresh. 1.8 isn't close enough. 8.3 isn't close enough. 5.9 isn't close enough. 0.6 is close enough, but we're overbought. I want them oversold, so nothing. 7 isn't close enough. 1 isn't close enough. Let's go to the next group. 5 isn't close enough. 1.2, no. 1.2, no. 9, yes, that's within 1. Ooh, this is interesting. This is interesting. So 9 is within 1 of 10. These have already started to turn versus going straight up. I really want them to be going straight up. I want to catch them before we get this turn, because we won't get as much of a snap here. So I'm looking for that little snap. So I don't quite have the perfect setup. And actually, I'd like to see the red line higher than what we've got here. 1.9 isn't close enough. So let's take a look. 8, no. 5 isn't close enough. 7 isn't close enough. 1.7 isn't close enough. 8.5. 3.04. So nothing today. So we've just gone through 24 charts with 2 different signals, and this morning we didn't find anything. So sometimes the best trade you take is the one that you don't. It's once you have a trade plan, you want to wait till you see the setup. You don't want to trade before you see the setup. You don't want to anticipate what the chart is going to do. New traders sometimes have a tendency they want to get in a little earlier, so they assume that, all right, it's almost, the chart's almost there, almost what I wanted to do. It's not quite there. So I'm going to go ahead and take the trade, assuming that it is going to do that, and let the signal tell you to take the trade. Just wait for the signal, and when the signal's there, take the trade. Let's see if we've got any questions. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. I'm getting better. I'm not 100% yet, but it's it gets boring being sick, just not being able to do anything and laying in bed. So, anyways, it's funner to trade if you can, and again, you want to be. It does take a little concentration, and still got the what do you call it? You get a little bit of head fog with the COVID, so I'm particularly stringent on trying to find that trade setup. So again, thank you so much for being with me this morning. We will make you great traders. We've got a great team. We're very committed to you being successful, and because we're having you trade with our money, we are our interest and your interests are aligned, and find success with anything is increased if there's some accountability in what you're doing. So whether it's you're working out at the gym or you're working on a diet, if somebody's checking in on you saying, hey, how you doing, and keeping you on the right path, you will do better. And that's exactly what we do. All right. So we will see you again Monday evening. Thanks so much for being here. And again, if you have any questions, go to your coach or schedule an appointment with me, and you can schedule an appointment with me off the website, forexsmarttrade.com/schedule. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.